Hey there, YouTube. This is Mr. MPQ, your source in the Southwest for all things Marvel Puzzle Quest. Coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona on this Saturday, December 3rd, 2016, and today is Crash of the Titans Day. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by, clicking that link. If you're a regular, welcome back. Thanks as always for your continued support. Every like, share, and subscribe is always appreciated. And if you do find this content enjoyable, you can always subscribe and follow on Twitter for more updates like this. I'll put a link in the description below for those who are interested. I know this video is getting out late. It was not my intention, but today has been very busy. We had our baby shower today, my wife and I. So lots of planning and packing and cleaning up and, you know, things going on there, and then dinner with the family. Nevertheless, here I am with you, and let's go ahead and get this thing started. So if you're not familiar with Crash of the Titans, it is a regular event that's held once every 5 days in Deadpool's Daily Quest, and it is highlighted with these 4 stars down here on the bottom of the list, or the bottom of the screen. It requires a specific character in your roster to take on an overpowered boss. Today's opponent is Star-Lord at level 270. His abilities are purple, yellow, and red, and we'll get to those in just a moment. The reward for beating Crash of the Titans is 14,999 taco points, which goes towards your daily reward bonus of 2,000 purple ISO if you achieve 15k. So basically, you just have to do any other mission you hit that mark. Also included in the rewards is a legendary recruit token, as you can see down here in the bottom flashing corner. So the required character for today's battle is Drax. I have him at a 152 level. He is a 105 build. That's just the way that I've gotten covers. I haven't gotten anything for his purple ability, and not too much on the black ability there. I wish that I did, because his damage would increase significantly if I had that. I have no purple covers whatsoever, and level 5 for his red. So we'll go back to black here. The Destroyer, it's a 12 AP cost, it's fairly high. Removes up to 1 random friendly countdown tile, deals 1652 damage to the enemy, plus 1200 damage for each tile removed. There is no countdown tile with him. It would be a countdown tile for purple, but since I don't have any purples, there is no extra countdown tiles. That extra 1200 damage is basically useless. So this is an ability that works well when he's paired with Star-Lord or other characters who create those constant countdown tiles, such as Scarlet Witch or Falcon if he's got Red Wing available, characters like that. Kingpin, so there are options where he does work very well with this ability, but in the 1v1 situation we have for Crash of the Titans, it's pretty much useless. So 12 AP to do 1652 damage is not a great setup on my end. If it dealt more damage, it would be worth it. So we are going to try to use this one to the best of our ability, but it's not going to be very helpful. Obviously not helpful would be his secret weapon. Purple ability, costs 8 AP if you have it. Basically places a 3-turn countdown tile on the board and ends the turn. If the tile is on the board when an ally fires a power, remove it and deal 1934 damage to the target enemy. That damage increases significantly to 5929 at max level, at his current, at level 5, at level 152, I should say. So when the ability is up to 5 and his character level is 152, that's the amount of damage. Obviously, as you level him up, that damage will increase as well. Slice and Dice is his red ability. It costs 8 AP. It's much more reasonable, and I think we're going to get a lot more use out of this than his black ability. Deals 3133 damage to the target, or 6266 if the target has more than 90% of their total health. So given that we will be creating match damage to try to earn reds, and depending on how those tiles and cascades happen, We may or may not get to use this before he drops below 90%. It's going to depend on his total amount of health and what kind of damage we're dealing. So we may get that 62-66 out of it, and we may not. 31-33 damage for 8 AP is significantly more valuable than 12 AP for basically half the damage at 1652. At max level of this black ability, though, it does remove up to 3 random countdown tiles, deals 54-55, and an extra 1694 for each tile removed, up to 3. So that's about 53 or so and some change hundred on top of 54-55. That's over 10k in damage if used with max potential damage there. So that would definitely be worth my while, but for right now we're looking at focusing in on red AP to use the slice and dice as much as possible. Affiliations for Drax are Heroes, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Team Cap for those abilities that require such affiliations. Also played by Dave Bautista in the Guardians of the Galaxy, which the new teaser trailer just released, and I will also link that below if you haven't seen it. It looks fantastic. I loved the first Guardians of the Galaxy. I think they did a really great job incorporating that into the MCU, and I can't wait for the sequel to come out in theaters. So let's go ahead and start this up. We're going to take a look at Star-Lord quickly. He is purple, yellow, and red. So purple and red overlap with Drax's abilities. Black is specific to Drax, yellow specific to Star-Lord, and neither have blue or green. So those are going to be kind of meh matches, but focusing on purple and red for sure to prevent Star-Lord from getting those abilities, and yellow is a passive ability for him, I believe. So we'll take a look at these together. Sleight of hand, it's a 10 purple AP cost, and creates a selected colored tile into 2 turn countdown tile, which deals 540 damage to the enemy plus an additional 1011 to the target. 540 to the enemy team plus additional 1011 to the target. So there is no team damage in Crash of the Titans. There's only 1v1, so that part of it is kind of negated, and the extra 1011 plus 540, that's 1650, give or take, 1651. Or no, 1551, that's what it is. So a good amount of damage for 10 AP. It's a little bit higher end. So hopefully we can stave that off. Everyone with me is a passive, and basically when the enemy uses a power, places a 3-turn countdown tile, up to 4 of them on the board. While at least one such tile is on the board, all friendly red, yellow, blue, and green powers cost are reduced by 2. When the when the countdown tile expires, you gain 3 AP in a random color. So these are countdown tiles. They can be matched away. There's only a limit of up to 4, and if we time the abilities right, we can actually prevent this from going off. So something to keep an eye on, that it's only activated when enemy abilities are fired. The only thing that's important with this is that it's going to reduce the AP cost of yellow. It's not going to affect him because it's passive. And red, which is the next ability we're going to get to, it doesn't affect purple, so he still has to get to 10 purple AP regardless for sleight of hand. Oldest trick in the book, it's 8 red AP cost. It's very similar to Drax's cost, and damage output is not quite as much as Drax, so basically deals 1948 damage and deals an additional 633 per friendly countdown tile up to 6 on the board. So that would be an extra 30, about 800 give or take, on top of 1948, so 57 in extra damage, 5700 total if there are 6 countdown tiles and he uses this ability at that point in time. So dealing 1948 damage is the base, and extra only applies if there are countdown tiles. The only way there will be countdown tiles is with this Everyone With Me passive when I use an ability, or if he gets to use his purple sleight of hand. That's one countdown tile, so the extra damage from red should be negligible in this fight. When paired with other characters who create countdown tiles, such as Loki would be a good one if you get that match 4. Against Loki, he creates 4 countdown tiles. That would be a huge boost to Star-Lord's ability, and guarantee a lot of extra damage each time if used correctly in the right opportunity. So we're definitely going to be fighting for red, fighting for purple, and then trying to use those abilities until we're stacked enough to where we can use multiple at a time and make the most bang for our buck happen. So I think it would be wise to start with some boosts for this. Stockpile red and yellow. Stockpile everything. And as far as health, Drax has 9827. Star-Lord has 13,995. We'll call it 14,000 just to be on the mathematical simplicity side. So about not quite 5,000 more. So not a lot of extra damage required to. Sit forward here for a minute. Let's do not power boost to everything. We'll do power boost to red and yellow, because we should be matching reds, and yellow is not a bonus to us, but the reds certainly should be shooting for. So let's do this here, and hopefully we can get it on the first run. Let's pull it back here. Okay. So as always, looking for max opportunity first moves, anything like a match 5. I do see a couple red matches. I see some black. We want to try to avoid giving up any reds or purples. Let's see. I think we'll start off with this red match. No. I'm going to check something real quick. Yellow is his... purple is his highest match, then yellow, then red. I'm going to take this black match. I want him to match this red over, because when he does, it's going to create a match 5 opportunity. And if I do it right, I think that can happen. So we'll actually do that. Okay. Black. If we bide our time, it could still happen. That didn't work. Okay. Fine. Let's do this. It's a nice little cascade there. No reds to match, so we'll go for black. Now, I have enough to use Slice and Dice almost twice. If I use it now, it's going to do 6,000 damage, which is about half of his total health, because he is still above 90%. So his total health, 13,995, minus 10% of that would be minus about 1,400. And he actually might be past that already. So we're going to try it. I'll use it once, see what happens. I don't think it's... Yeah. So kind of wasted that. I should have trusted my math. But we'll keep trying. So this one is going to Return 3 AP in a random color. We're looking good. He's at 6 for purple and 2 for red. Yellow's passive, so it doesn't matter. Okay. So this actually may go better than I thought. Looks like we're doing well on damage so far. If we get enough to use the red ability twice and then the black ability once, we can kill him basically in that time frame. And looks like we can do just that. So he's got me down to 7260. I can use black almost twice actually, and then almost twice for red. So still either need to get one more red or a couple more black tiles, and then we'll be all set there. And of course he took the two matches that I could have used, of course, but I'm biding my time on those abilities because I don't want to trigger his countdown tile early, and he does have red available, so if he uses it with no countdown tiles, it will be less damage. There you go, there's the base damage there. Playing smarter, not harder. I'm going to trick him into a match 4 blue. And let's see here. There's the extra black tiles I needed. And red. Okay, so he's actually down to 5665. I don't need to do the black. I can actually use this ability twice, and it will do the job. Just for funsies though, we're going to do that. And then just because I can, we're going to go back to this. And there you go. So very clean first run. Nearly half my health left over. Get some critical boost as a reward. Get a legendary recruit token. And a heroic for completion. As you can tell, I've been very busy. This is my first time getting on my stockpile. And I'm looking forward to that 4 days from now reward, getting 25 command points. That would be very nice. So we'll go ahead and pull some legendary recruit token after we do a heroic, just to see how our luck is tonight. It's Dakin, not too bad. I am rebuilding him as a 2-star. Okay, looks like we got a 4-star reward. It's not a 5-star, I know that much. And it is Max Punisher, Merciless Charge. So I don't actually have this character maxed out yet. Ironic that his name is Max and he's not maxed. He's one of my lower level 4-stars because the covers have been scarce in getting him. So I do have a couple for his Merciless Charge already. We're going to bump this one up to level 3. And this is going to go from stuns allies for 2 turns, deals 904 damage to the enemy team, plus 859 for every downed enemy, up to stun allies for 2 turns, deals 1017 damage to the enemy team, plus 1018 for every downed enemy. So this one has a couple of neat effects and plays well with his other abilities. So Punish, if all allies are stunned or downed, power becomes Army of 1. So that is going to increase his damage output as Army of 1. Even at level 1 it's pretty good, and then at level 5 it just becomes bigger and better. And then weapons expertise is another ability of his. I don't have any covers for that yet, but just to see what that does. Creates 1 strength 79 black strike tile, and then passively all friendly strike tiles strength increase by 8%. At max level, he creates 3 strength 90 black strike tiles, and all friendly strike tiles strength is increased by 25%. So basically, that's an automatic boost in those black strike tile damage that ability creates, but also increases the strike tile damage of other characters' strike tile abilities. So if you use this version of Punisher with Nova, for example, all those strike tiles, whatever their damage is also going to increase. Or Dakin or Black Panther, any of those characters are going to get a also 25% boost on whatever that number is, which is going to be significantly helpful, obviously, to create some offensive damage strategically and win that fight. So, also, if you haven't seen Punisher on Netflix, highly recommend it. If you're not a fan of violence, probably should stay away from it. But it does do very well, Punisher was part of the Daredevil series. I should go back and say that. He is getting his own series. That has not come out yet, but Daredevil Season 2 does a very good job of showcasing Punisher. We are going to bump this guy up, use some ISO, get him from 90 to 111. That is going to change the amount of damages done here up by about 150, give or take, for each of those. So, very good there. Also, a little increase in health. Hope you guys found today's crash strategy helpful. If you haven't done it yet, now you might have some insight on how to get that done. And if you have that purple ability as well, it would be somewhat more helpful. And if you have more damage to deal with his black ability, Drax's black ability, you can definitely use that to your advantage. I will be doing another Crash the Titans in 5 days from now, and maybe a roster boost somewhere in between. Stay tuned for that. You can always follow me on Twitter for more updates about Marvel Puzzle Quest, and every time a new video is posted. So, if you guys enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends. Help me reach other questers just like yourself. And as always, until next time, keep on questing. And don't forget to turn off boosts if you use them. I know I post it every time I do one of these, but I just wanted to say it out loud. The next fight you go into, those boosts will still be active, so make sure you go in and turn those off unless you really do mean to use them again. So usually that's not the case, and that's a great way to waste boosts, and you definitely don't want to waste those precious commodities. So if you had to use them like I did today, make sure that you unequip those boosts on your next battle. So, thanks guys. As always, enjoy your evening. Good luck on Crash of the Titans, and I will see you again next time.